Pet sitters, what's the creepiest thing that happened while taking care of a pet? One summer during my freshman year in college, I decided to get a part-time job to help pay off my tuition through the Rover app. Basically, I get to walk a few dogs in town, help pet sit for couples that need to leave a while, whatever is needed. I've always been a fan of animals, and it helped me keep up my cardio, so it was the perfect job where I could set my own pacing. However, one experience with 2 cats left me questioning everything. It was around July when I got a request to pet sit at a nearby house in the woods. I accepted the task because I knew the old woman in that neighborhood. She was sweet, always with a smile, and often fed the birds at the park. She never fails to greet me when I jog by with different dogs each day. Compared to dogs, cats were easier to take care of. You fill the bowl twice a day, clean the litter box 2 or 3 times, and use the toys to tire them out before bed. I couldn't say no to easy money. I pulled up to the woman's painted wooden house that had only 3 windows total. The old lady greeted me with her usual warm smile, handing over the house keys and list, before leaving on a taxi to visit relatives who lived a bit further out in the state. I stepped inside and shut the door behind me, making sure to lock it before looking around the house. Although the outside looked cozy, the inside of the house appeared more empty. The wood creaked every time I took a step, and sunlight barely shined through. With the surrounding forest, it felt like I was in one of the houses from the game Phasmophobia. However, I reminded myself that it was only one night, and I could just stay up if I really wanted to. I found my way to the kitchen and made sure to fill up the bowl with cat food before checking it off the list. Lucy, Carl. They were the names of the cats. Carl bolted towards his food, but Lucy remained elegant, taking her time to reach her bowl. 2 cats of seemingly opposite personalities. It was funny to see. I confirmed it further when I noticed that Lucy could open doors while Carl could not. Lucy would watch the birds, while Carl would slam into the window, clawing at them. However, I noticed one other thing that the 2 cats shared. Every once in a while, for 5 straight minutes, the cats would sit at the bottom of the stairs and stare up without moving. At first I thought maybe they just saw an insect or something, but the first 2 times I looked up, I saw nothing. After 5 minutes, they would just go back to playing or wandering around. After midnight, they moved on to staring out one of the windows. I turned on the porch light and double-checked the locks on the door and windows, just in case. Then around 3 a.m., they began staring at the empty room beside the living room. At this point, I felt pretty creeped out, but there really wasn't anything happening. Unlike in horror films, there were no odd sounds and no ghosts. It was more like a suspense movie, and I was unfortunately the main character for the night. At about 5 a.m., just as the sun started to rise, I completed the rest of the list before stepping out onto the porch, waiting for the old lady's arrival. And while I sat there waiting, the cat stared out the window of the first floor straight at me for the first time that entire night. It's been basically 2 weeks since then, and the old woman approached to request my service once more. This time for a week. I haven't responded, but I'm not so sure I want to go through all of that again.